Let's talk about the downfall of high fructose corn syrup. It's been a real popular sweetener for the last 30 years. In fact, in 1980, an average American was consuming about 20 pounds of it per year, and then it spiked in the year 2000 to 61 pounds. And then in 2015, it went down to 39. And if I'm not mistaken, in the last couple of years, it's even downtrending from that point. In fact, quite a few companies are making the shift from high fructose corn syrup to different forms of sugar, unfortunately. PepsiCo, Snapple, Pizza Hut, Kraft Foods, and there's actually a really long list of companies that are moving away from high fructose corn syrup. The problem with high fructose corn syrup is that we have 53% glucose, then we have 42% fructose, and the rest of it is different types of sugars. And the problem is this fructose right here does some serious damage to your liver. All of your cells have receptors for glucose, but not fructose. Only the liver has these receptors to break down fructose. If you're consuming a lot of fructose, what's going to happen is you're going to overload the liver and you're going to create all sorts of problems with insulin resistance, a fatty liver, eventual cirrhosis. So fructose is very unhealthy for the liver. Now, what's ironic is sucrose, table sugar, is 50-50, roughly, glucose and fructose. So table sugar, from my viewpoint, is also very, very unhealthy because it has a lot of fructose. Fructose is the fastest way to fatten up your liver and your gut. But also, the way that they make high fructose corn syrup is in a lab. And it comes from corn starch, okay? And corn is GMO. Now, cane sugar is not GMO, but beet sugar, and by the way, there's a tremendous amount of beet sugar still being sold, and that's GMO, unfortunately. So you're getting that added glyphosate, that herbicide. At least with cane sugar, to my knowledge, you're not getting that extra added chemical glyphosate. Anyway, the awareness of sugar as well as high fructose corn syrup over the last few years is creating a really good awareness, and because a lot of companies are going sugar-free, they're using stevia, and they're slowly going away from this sugar and definitely the high fructose corn syrup. Now, this is interesting. In the 70s versus nowadays, okay, there has actually been a decrease by 44% in the consumption of milk if you compare these two time periods. For beef, it has gone down by 33%. Cheese has gone up by 193%. That's interesting. And then we have yogurt. Check this out. In the 70s versus now, it has spiked nearly 1,600%. Unfortunately, it's probably not the plain yogurt that we're talking about. We're talking about the sweetened yogurt. There's so much extra added sugar in yogurt. It's not really a healthy product. And then we get grains, okay? So an increase by 12.7%, okay? And check this out, corn. Between the 70s and present, we have a spike of 180% increase in the consumption of corn products. But look at the corn sweeteners. We had a spike of over 300%. Now realize recently that has come down considerably, but I had a difficult time finding the different types of corn sweeteners because you have high fructose corn syrup and then you also have corn syrup. Very different because corn syrup is 100% glucose, okay? Whereas high fructose corn syrup is a combination. So I still have not found that data, but all I'm going to say is that this has been a significant impact on obesity, from my personal opinion. And then we have chicken. Look at this. Beef has dropped by 33%, but chicken has increased by 110%. People are consuming more chicken because they think it's healthier. I'm going to put a video on chicken down below. You should check it out if you haven't seen it. Chicken is definitely not very healthy. Now we get to this interesting vegetable oils, right? Which are basically seed oils, corn oil, canola oil, soy oil, cottonseed oil. They're all GMO. That has spiked 270%. From my opinion, this has created a huge problem in our guts, in our livers, in inflammation, in actually gaining weight, in cardiovascular health. I'm going to save this for a different video. And then soy, which we're including the soy protein isolates, which is in a lot of so-called keto-friendly food, that has spiked 190% from these two time periods. So overall, the good news is that sugar gradually is on its way out. It's never going to go out completely, but it's definitely declining. And personally, I think it's because of the great awareness on the ketogenic diet. If you want to check out the video on chicken meat, check it out. I put it right here.